If you want good high notes, you have to know what you're doing. I'm going to give you my 4-part formula for consistently free and beautiful high notes. And I want you to write it down in your notebooks and put it on a Post-it note and paste it on your bathroom mirror. Let's take away the guesswork. Welcome back to another edition of Victoria's Vocal Tips. 32 years of teaching voice, 44 years of studying voice, all different styles. My students have ranged from ultra beginners all the way through advanced touring professionals, voice teachers, choral directors, and competition winners. I always give you serious vocal technique made simple and fun. After my 4-step formula, and you need all 4 steps, and this works in any style, we're also going to do 2 exercises, one easy and one difficult. So make sure you watch the whole video so you don't miss out on anything. Number 1, for high notes, your vocal folds must stretch and thin. And this is not anything I made up or is not my opinion, this is science. As we go up in pitch, the vocal folds stretch and thin. And as we go down in pitch, they shorten and thicken. Like this. If you don't allow this stretching and thinning, you'll be putting a low lid or ceiling on your voice. This is what's going to happen. The vocal folds won't be able to take it and you're going to crack. Sure, you might get lucky a few times, but it won't be sustainable and you won't be building consistency. So if you need more help, see my playlist on the mixed voice. I'll include all of the links in the description box below. Number 2, you need taller throat space as you ascend in pitch, more yawn in the back of the throat. And how much space depends upon what style you're singing and what kind of sound you want. For opera and classical, we want a taller throat space. For popular commercial styles, we need shorter throat space because it needs to sound more conversational. So here's opera, here's pop, here's an example in my chest blend. Opera, pop. Your vowels need to get taller as you go up in pitch. So now this is getting into vowel modification. If you need more help with that, see my video on vowel modification and also my big playlist on better high notes. Number 3, your jaw must unhinge slightly down and back as you go up in pitch, like this. Hello, darling. In all seriousness, watch this. Ba, 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 ba. If you don't let that jaw unhinge, you're going to be choking on your own voice like this. Ba, 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 ba. Then how are you going to sing higher? Then you have to push, and you're going to wind up in the 3 enemies of the singer. That larynx is going to jump up and you're going to be into the squeeze. Not a good idea for singing. See my videos on the jaw position for singing. And number 4, last but certainly not least, breath support. Good breath support is required for better high notes. And why? Because nature will take its course and those vocal folds are going to want to come apart. And I say, that's not anything to be ashamed of. That's just what happens when we don't do anything. But breath support helps to regulate how much air comes up to the vocal folds and it helps to close them efficiently. That's what we want for high notes. Remember, it generally takes less air, not more air, to sing high notes. So breath support just makes your high notes stronger and easier. See my playlist on breathing and breath support. Now, there are more things you can add depending upon what style you're singing and what kind of sound you want. For example, how much you open, how bright or how dark you want the vowel. Also, your facial posture. All of these things affect your tone. See my playlist on resonance for more help. Now, before we get to our exercises, let's remember the 4-part formula. Number 1, your vocal folds must stretch and thin. Number 2, you need taller space in the back of the throat. Number 3, your jaw must unhinge slightly down and back. And number 4, you need good breath support. I want you to memorize it and apply it in your own practice. So, for our exercise, we're going to start first with a glide over the interval of a fifth. And I'm going to do it both in my low voice, which will be high voice for male singers, and then I'm going to do it higher. You do it, like I always say, in your own range later. Okay, so the exercise is, do you notice my jaw? Good. Higher voices can be up here. Here we go. Breathe. Big note. Don't flatten your tongue. Like I always say, singing with the flat tongue is death to the high notes, and it puts direct pressure on your larynx. Not a good place for singing. The tongue just rests in the bed of my mouth. It may sit a little bit higher as we go up, but we never push it down and we don't let it jump up. If you have trouble, see my video on tongue tension. We better do 2 more and make sure you're applying our 4-part formula. I'll do it higher. Great. So that was the easy exercise. Now I'm going to give you a harder exercise, but I will give you an easier option. I'm going to do a 2-octave scale like this. All in one breath. Now, if the 2-octave is too hard for you, then I only want you to do 1 octave, and then you're going to stop. You're not going to continue if it's too hard for you, okay? But if you can, be my guest. Here we go. All in one breath, please. Do you see how if you don't do this formula, you're not going to make it over 2 octaves. You're going to be choking a lot sooner than that. Let's do it again, and then we're going to go up a half step. All in one breath, please. And if that's not possible, then take your quick catch breath and get back in without missing any notes. Breathe, sing. Breathe. I'm glad I remembered how to play scales on the piano. Remember, exercises are what build and train your voice for consistency. Then you get to apply it to your song. If you still haven't gotten my audio exercise training program, Victoria's vocal exercise program, I highly recommend that you do so right away. Super affordable. We do exercises like this and more for style, for all the different vocal challenges you may have, different voice types, and I do regular group classes with members. In fact, our last group class was on better high notes, and it was great. See the link in the description box below. It is now time for Victoria's Wisdom. If you want consistently beautiful high notes, follow my 4-part formula. Don't leave it up to chance. I hope you have enjoyed another edition of Victoria's Vocal Tips. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, leave me some comments, leave me some thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on social media and continue practicing smart and knowing the formula for your more beautiful and consistent high notes. I look forward to seeing everyone again very soon.